all the focus has been on the rescue operation so far. Now we do understand what is being confirmed to us at the moment is that 8 people have lost their lives and there are at least 50 people who are injured in this train accident who've been admitted to hospitals. But now, after the rescue operations are over, Saurabh, the focus now shifts to fixing the accountability. As the railways official earlier in the press conference said, and we've been talking about it, that the Kavach system is something that is needed, that was not present on this route, which is a very critical route as we've been speaking about it. That is very much required. What more needs to be done? This is an important route and the signal disregard so far has been ascertained as the cause of the accident by the goods train that rammed into this express train. What more needs to be done? Other than, providing the Kavach system on this route, which is of course very much important, the accountability as well needs to be fixed here. All right, we'll try and connect with Saurabh in just a bit. He's with us on the broadcast and tracking the developments on the ground. Well, Saurabh, if you can hear me. All right, Saurabh, if you can hear me, the focus now shifts from the relief and rescue operations that are now over to fixing the accountability. As we've been speaking about it, the Kavach system is something that is quite important, and this has been a very critical route, as you've also been explaining to us. And well, that is something that is going to be the focus now.
That's right. You know, this is an electrified double-line route that heads to New Jalpaiguri and then, of course, onwards to Guwahati and other state capitals of the northeast, including Arunachal and Silchar and Agartala and all these, railheads that are there in the northeast. This is the only line that connects to that route, apart from the alternate route, which is also through this same corridor, the Chicken's Neck corridor, the Siliguri corridor as it's known. And if you see the map of India, it's a narrow strip of land that connects the northeast to the rest of the country. All road, rail traffic to the northeast move through this corridor, and therefore the focus of the railways now is to ensure that A, the route is cleared and the rail route is thrown open for railway traffic as soon as possible. Early this evening or end of day is what we are hearing from railway sources. We also know that 3 railway staff, including the 2 motormen of the goods train that rammed into the Kanchanjunga Express, and the guard or the train manager of the Kanchanjunga Express, have also lost their lives in this accident. And also what we know so far is that this accident, of course, has led to the loss of 8 lives, including 5 passengers, 3 staff. And the fact that, one thing perhaps has been a savior in this case is the 2 parcel vans that were attached at the end of the train. The 2 parcels vans have been instrumental in ensuring that the primary impact of the collision is suffered by the parcel vans which don't carry passengers. And it is only then, of course, you have the guard train manager's bogie which has suffered damage, and another bogie which has suffered damage. So the casualties have come from there. And also the engine of the, the goods train which rammed into the Kanchanjunga Express, the 2 motormen of that goods train. So those 2 parcel vans extremely important in this accident.
Right.
And like you said, Kavach is something that's designed specifically for a situation like this. Had it been installed on this route, this wouldn't have happened. But again, it's a large process. It's a complicated engineering system that has to be deployed across the country. And that's something that perhaps the railways have been saying that we're doing it on a mission mode. But one needs to look at the speed of installing this system for a critical service like the railways in India.
Well, absolutely. And, the information that's coming out at the moment is that regarding the Kavach system that we are talking about here, that this year on a route of at least 3,000 kilometers, this has been planned that the Kavach system needs to be installed. It has been so far done on the 1,500 kilometer route, but the rest of the 1,500 kilometer route on which this has been planned, that also includes the Delhi-Havra route, and also on this very line that we are talking about, it has been planned. But yes, that is something that needs to be done. done as early as possible so that accidents like these can be prevented in the near future. Also, if you could help us understand the situation at the moment. We are learning that there could be at least 50 more people who are injured, and some of them are seriously injured. How many people were present, were traveling on this train, express train, when the accident took place? And 8 people, of course, have lost their lives. How many people were traveling? And we are learning at least 50 people now are believed to be injured.
I mean, it's a pretty important train. It's usually a train that goes full, and it's the summer season rush. So trains at this time of the year across India are completely packed. It's the summer rush season. So, at this point of time, trains will usually be packed to capacity. However, what has happened is, like I said, those 2 coaches, the parcel vans, means that the passenger coaches of the trains have largely suffered minimal damage, and the casualties that have come, or the injuries that have come from the coaches that were towards the rear of the train. And these, of course, are the coaches that have suffered the most injuries, and those people have been rushed to hospital. Around 50 is what we're being given to understand. Again, this is an area near an urban sprawl, so accessing hospitals, etc., would not be that difficult, and the people are being treated at hospital. But what you will see is perhaps questions on Kavach and the speed at which it needs to be implemented across the railways, and also the fact that there have been one too many railway accidents that easily could have been avoided with Kavach in place.
Absolutely. Well, Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has now posted a tweet saying that the centre has enhanced the ex gratia compensation that is being provided to the victims. What are we learning now is that 10 lakh rupees will be provided in case of death, and 2.5 lakh rupees towards grievous, and 50,000 rupees for minor injuries. Well, the compensation has been announced. Of course, Prime Minister Modi also has taken stock of the situation. Union Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav is on his way to reach the site of the accident. We are learning Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee also had earlier tweeted and said that all possible assistance was being provided to those who were injured, and she is also on her way to reach the site of the accident. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has already taken stock of the situation. That is what she informed, and she is in regular touch with the authorities and officials on the ground. That is the latest coming in at the moment. But yes, the important fact at the moment remains that the information that has been provided by the railway's top official, that the Kavach system that needs to be implemented on this very critical route that connects this area to the northeast that connects the northeast with the rest of the country. Well, the route, this route crosses the narrow strip of land that is called the Chickens Corridor, and it links the northeast with the rest of the country, and it's a very important route. And questions are being asked at the moment now that rescue operations are over, that accountability, of course, needs to be fixed, and much more that needs to be done in order to minimize the risk of such accidents in the future. What we are learning is that, as per information that is coming in, the goods train that had hit the Kanchanjunga Express train from behind had overshot the signal. The signal disregard is believed to be the cause of the accident. And also the railway CEO in a press conference earlier said that the prima facie a human error is suspected. That can't be ruled out, but more investigation is needed. All right, Saurav, we do believe that an investigation has already been ordered in connection with this case.
Yes, of course. It's a matter of procedure that when there is a railway accident, there will be a board of inquiry that will be constituted, and a report will be submitted that will not only look at what's responsible for the accident, but also suggest measures to prevent such accidents. That's part of procedure. It's part of the drill as far as railway functioning is concerned, and that will happen. An inquiry will be ordered. An inquiry, in fact, has been ordered, as we know, and the Railway Board Chairperson Jaya Verma very categorically clarified that all of that will happen. The primary focus now for the railways at this point, there are stages to this. One is, of course, first get the people who are out trapped, get them to hospital, save lives. Once you're past that stage, then the primary focus shifts to restore connectivity, rail connectivity. Let train movement begin, because like I said, critical rail corridor, connectivity to all northeast states, connectivity to North Bengal, Assam, Agartala, Arunachal, all of these states.
Well, that seems to have been interrupted at the moment.
What is being done in the second stage?
Yes. What is
being
done
in that regard? The third stage, of course, is once all of this happens, is also ensure an inquiry, fix responsibility, and find out what led to it and suggest measures. So there are three stages, and all of those will, of course, happen in due time.
The connectivity, as you've been saying, that seems to have been interrupted, of course, because of this tragic incident that took place. What is being done in that regard to restore the connectivity?
Well, North Bengal and all of these places in the northeast have been witnessing, heavy rainfall in the last few days, and connectivity by train is very important. And a lot of people, those who can't afford flights, usually everybody depends on the Indian Railways. It's the railways practically is the lifeline of the country. Most middle class people, when they move from one place to another, depend on the railways. Flights are not the first choice. Obviously, for the entire northeast, and for entire North Bengal, this is the main line. There is one alternative line, but this is the main line. That's a single line. So obviously it cannot handle the traffic of this line. Then also there is a lot of this line is strategically important. It connects to all your forward areas. So all of these things, looking at all of these things, this railway line is crucial for India, and therefore restoring is the priority now. What we are being given to understand is by end of day or early evening or late evening mostly, that they will be able to restore railway traffic on this route.